In San Jose, Silicon Valley's shining hub, the contrast is impossible to ignore. While tech giants thrive, thousands of people are left without a roof over their heads. This is the reality of homelessness in America, a crisis playing out in plain sight. From parks to under bridges, dreams are crushed beneath the weight of an ever-growing problem. In this documentary, we'll dig into how this prosperous city found itself struggling with such a fundamental issue and the steps being taken to fix it.
So that's the kind of situation, without a job, it's hard to get housing, and, I don't qualify for a lot of things because you have to have double the amount of rent. And I missed any openings for Section 8 housing, so I'm not currently on that. Just trying to get things situated.
Why can't a place this rich provide homes for all? Let's find out. The reality of homelessness in San Jose hits hard. As you walk through the city, the contrast is undeniable. Tattered tents line the freeway, overpasses makeshift shelters cling to the muddy banks of the Guadalupe River, and weary faces haunt city parks. The 2025 point-in-time count reveals the true extent of the crisis. 5 out of 3 people are homeless in this city, with 60%, almost 4,000 Syrians living unsheltered, struggling to survive in cars or makeshift camps. Among them, 1 in 5 are families with children, a gut-wrenching sight when you think of kids huddling for warmth on cold pavement. More than half of these homeless residents are longtime locals, having called this valley home for over a decade before life turned against them. Take Sarah, a 38-year-old single mom who worked as an administrative assistant in San Jose. After losing her job in 2023, her twitted $200 monthly rent consumed 60% of her income. A $1,500 $500 medical bill for her son Leo, just 10 years old, was the tipping point. Suddenly, they were living in an old sedan parked near the river, desperate for safety. Sarah's voice cracks when she speaks. "I just want Leo to feel safe."
I don't think my youngest son understands the homelessness. All he knows is that he's cared for. He does not get the concept of being homeless. Even though we're homeless, we don't stop living, we don't stop learning, we don't stop laughing, we don't stop helping others. It's just not having a roof and not having a vehicle, not having an income is hard.
Her words are drowned out by the sound of traffic, the hum of the city that's both her prison and her tormentor. She's not alone. Every year, over 100 people in Santa Clara County die from homelessness, victims of exposure illness or sheer despair. San Jose may be a hub of tech wealth, with gleaming skyscrapers and billion-dollar companies, but beneath its shining exterior, thousands are living under bridges, their dreams fading with every passing car. This isn't just a policy issue, it's a moral failure. In a city overflowing with riches, how is it possible that so many are left to suffer? Let's take a deeper look into why this crisis continues to plague the heart of Silicon Valley. This crisis didn't emerge suddenly. It's the result of broken systems that have torn lives apart beneath the shiny surface of San Jose's wealth. Housing costs are astronomical, with a one-bedroom apartment averaging $2,500 a month, far outpacing most paychecks. For every 100 low-income renters, only 37 affordable homes are available, leaving families on the brink of losing everything. Take Linda, a 42-year-old nurse who made $3,200 a month. When her rent skyrocketed to $2,900, she couldn't keep up. I never thought I'd lose my home, Linda says. Now couch surfing with her 2 children, their belongings packed into a few bags. Her story is just one of many in a city where the cost of living is pushing people to the edge. Economic inequality plays a key role in the crisis. In San Jose, 70% of low-income households spend more than half their income on rent, making them one unexpected bill away from eviction. A car repair, a hospital visit, or any unforeseen expense can send families onto the streets, their lives reduced to what they can carry. While mental health and addiction are often cited as causes of homelessness, they're less common than many assume.
Not really. I mean, I have certain things that I've acquired over the years of my addiction that I can't get rid of. And once again, that puts me in a different category where there should be some sort of help in some way. I mean, I'm not asking for a handout. It's just the drugs I do are physically addicting. And unless I get them off them or get on a maintenance program, which once again, they don't offer up here, then there's just, you know what I mean? There's no chance.
Still, for those who struggle with these issues, the lack of accessible treatment makes recovery harder. With a few treatment options available, those battling depression or substance abuse are left waiting, their hopes fading as the city's prosperity continues to flourish around them. Systemic failures have only worsened the situation. Federal budget cuts have slashed housing aid by 44%, gutting essential programs like rental assistance, leaving San Jose scrambling to make up the difference. Families are forced to live in cars, their homes now confined to the cramped spaces of their vehicles, while Silicon Valley's tech giants stand tall nearby, indifferent to their suffering. The combination of rising rents, fragile safety nets, and broken policies has created a perfect storm that crushes the lives of those struggling to survive in a city dripping with wealth. In this documentary, we'll look at how San Jose's fight against homelessness is shaping up and examine what is truly driving this crisis. Is it the skyrocketing housing costs, the lack of strong policies, or a deeper disconnection in the city's values? Let's explore. San Jose is putting in a tremendous effort to combat homelessness, focusing on its 2020-2025 community plan to end homelessness, with an ambitious goal of housing 20,000 people by the end of the year. So far, 485 individuals have found permanent homes, a notable achievement. Yet new families continue to emerge from the shadows, making the problem feel never-ending. Since 2020, the city has added over 1,200 shelter beds, bringing the total to 3,122, with plans to expand to nearly 4,000 by 2026. Communities like Villa del Oro, which offers refuge for 150 people and their pets, along with safe parking sites like Berryessa for those living in RVs, are shining examples of how the city is stretching its resources to create innovative solutions. One story that stands out is Robert's, a 58-year-old plumber who once lived in a dilapidated tent near Alviso Milpitas after a back injury forced him out of work. In 2024, Villa del Oro gave him not only a warm bed, but also job search support that rekindled his hope. "I feel human again," Robert says, now working part-time and dreaming of one day having his own apartment. His story is part of a larger picture. Over 23,000 people have found shelter through these efforts since 2020s. Prevention programs are also making a difference. providing rent assistance to 2,500 households annually, helping keep people housed. However, not every effort has been successful. Mayor Matt Mahan's encampment sweeps, like those at Columbus Park, have divided the community. While some applaud the cleaner streets, others, including myself, see lives upended, families displaced, and belongings scattered with no clear resolution in sight. Funding remains an ongoing challenge. A $950 million bond has helped fund affordable housing projects, but looming state budget cuts threaten to halt progress. In a city where wealth and poverty collide, every step forward feels like an uphill battle. Should San Jose focus on temporary shelters or invest more in permanent solutions to break this cycle? Let's take a deeper look at what's holding the city back. Addiction has a firm hold on San Jose's homelessness crisis, with fentanyl, a synthetic opioid 50 times stronger than heroin, driving much of the devastation. In 2023, Santa Clara County reported over 200 overdose deaths, 70% of them linked to fentanyl. While only 14% of the homeless struggle with substance abuse, for those affected, it's a deadly trap. With only 300 treatment beds available, countywide getting help is a rare and difficult opportunity. Meet David, a 52-year-old carpenter who once built San Jose homes. After a work injury, painkillers led to fentanyl's pull. It stole everything he says. Now in a tent by Coyote Creek, his life reduced to a tattered bag. Fentanyl's cheap potency floods encampments sold in dark alleys where despair thrives. With scant rehab options, recovery feels like chasing a shadow. Emergency rooms strain medics reviving overdose victims under freeway lights, sirens piercing the night. This public health crisis deepens San Jose's wounds, driving desperation and crime, yet punishment without treatment. Traps people like David. Community clinics try, but funding shortages limit reach. Picture David's trembling hands clutching a faded photo of his kid's hope slipping away. Addiction doesn't define the homeless, but for some, it's a chain binding them to the streets. How can we break this cycle? More treatment, tougher laws, or a deeper fix? Let's see San Jose's fight. Fighting homelessness in San Jose feels like trying to bail out a sinking ship with a cracked cup. The city spends over $520 million each year on related costs, emergency healthcare, police patrols, park cleanups, but progress remains painfully slow. For every person housed one, 8 more fall into homelessness, a constant tide that's hard to fight. Building affordable homes is a massive challenge, with each unit costing $800,000 and land as scarce as it gets. Red tape stalls. Development while families continue to live under bridges, their lives packed into worn-out bags, all while the city's towering tech buildings seem to mock their struggle. Encampment sweeps like those at Columbus Park ignite fierce debate. Take Michelle, a 30-year-old clerk who lost her job and home in 2023. Her tent cleared in a 2024 sweep held her last treasures family photos and a worn blanket.
The last time they took everything, I only got to leave with the backpack, which really made me suffer a lot because I take medication for lupus and for other physical ailments.
They took my whole life, she says. Now curled up under a freeway overpass, her voice drowned by the roar of traffic. Sweeps aim to clear trash and tents, restoring order, but with only 3 by 122 shelter beds for 6,503 homeless many, like Michelle, are left stranded. Some residents cheer tidier streets, seeing progress. Others, myself included, that see humanity discarded lives scattered like leaves in the wind. Community pushback builds another wall. Neighbors fearing crime or lower property values rally against shelters stalling projects like a proposed safe parking site in South San Jose's quiet suburbs. Funding is a major roadblock. State budget deficits have drained vital programs like rent assistance, leaving cities scrambling for solutions. Data gaps only add to the problem, as annual counts often miss people sleeping in cars or doubling up with friends, hiding the true scope of the crisis. A 2024 state audit criticized San Jose for poor tracking of spending, leaving us in the dark about whether resources are even making a difference. It's a tough battle, like pushing a boulder uphill in a city where wealth towers over the suffering. Take Michelle, whose photos ended up in a dumpster, her hope fading with every passing car. These barriers, expensive, construction community resistance, and unreliable data hinder progress at every turn. How do encampment sweeps affect people like Michelle? Do they clean up the streets, or do they break lives even further? Let's dig into the real solutions that can make a difference. San Jose has the opportunity to break the cycle of homelessness with bold, practical actions that match the scale of the crisis. The first step is to eliminate red tape, making it easier to build affordable housing. Streamlining permits, offering tax incentives to developers, and encouraging tech giants like Google to fund housing for workers, such as teachers or baristas, could create much-needed homes for those struggling to stay afloat. San Jose's $950 million measure. A bond has funded 300 affordable homes since 2023, but thousands more are still needed. Prevention is key. Expanding rent aid programs can stop evictions before they happen. No single mother should lose her home over a $500 medical bill. San Jose's rent support program, which helps 2,500 households annually, needs more funding to include job training and other resources to help people stay off the streets. Mental health care is a cornerstone. Only a quarter of the homeless face serious mental issues, but for them, help is scarce as rain in July. Imagine Tom, a 55-year-old mechanic battling depression, finding hope in a mobile mental health van parked near a San Jose encampment. Counseling gave me a path back. He says, his voice steady after months of support, now piecing his life together with part-time work. More advanced treatment beds and linked health housing data could save lives, not just dollars. Encampment sweeps need compassion, pairing each cleanup with immediate shelter, like Villa del Oro's, 150 tiny homes where pets are welcome. Picture bulldozers clearing space for hope, not just trash with water stations and toilets for those still outside. It's about dignity, not optics. San Jose can't go it alone. Joint city policies with places like Oakland could share resources, easing the load. Tax vacant lots to fund housing. Tap Silicon Valley's billions to build a future where no one sleeps under bridges. These steps aren't dreams, they're rooted in San Jose's efforts like tiny homes and rent aid. Picture Tom turning the key to his new apartment, the click echoing hope, or Maria's son sleeping safely. It demands political will, community, heart, and cash. Communities can amplify these solutions, turning plans into reality. What would you prioritize, housing prevention or care? Let's see how communities rise. San Jose's battle against homelessness isn't just a task for policymakers, it's a call for the entire community to rise. Local groups from churches to nonprofits like Destination Home are working tirelessly to create a safety net built on grit and compassion. Volunteers are at the heart of it all, serving hot meals at shelters, offering smiles, and sharing laughter in places like Villa del Oro, where hope still has a place. In 2024, community-driven campaigns raised $2 million for housing programs, a testament to how small actions can create real change. Every meal served, every dollar donated plays a part in the solution. Take James, a 60-year-old retiree who has been volunteering at a San Jose shelter for years. After losing his brother to homelessness, James dedicated himself to helping others. He serves meals weekly, his warm smile a symbol of hope for people like Robert, a regular at the shelter. I can't fix everything, but I can be here, James says, as he stirs soup and listens to the stories of residents. His efforts alongside 5,000 volunteers across the county help support over 10,000 people annually through meals, clothing, and job training programs. Nonprofits like Second Harvest Food Bank play a critical role, distributing thousands of meals each month while local faith groups open their church basements to provide emergency beds. These efforts aren't just charity, they're lifelines binding together a community fractured by inequality. However, the work is far from done. While some hesitate, fearing shelters bring crime, shifting the conversation toward compassion can change perceptions. San Jose's heart beats in its people, from retirees like James to students and tech workers, all working together to turn the tide. A city where everyone lends a hand, where no one sleeps under a bridge, is possible. It begins with each of us, not just with policy changes. Whether through a few dollars or a few hours of time, we can all make a difference. What can you do to help people like Maria or Robert find a path home? It starts with us taking action together. Conclusion. Homelessness in San Jose is a mirror to our values. With 6,503 people without homes, it's a wound in a city of billionaires. Homeless in America demands action, and San Jose's fight. Tiny homes rent aid, bold plans, shows heart. Yet costly housing and tight funds hold us back. Picture a city where every street corner offers hope, not despair, where families like Maria's find stability. We need more homes, better care and compassion to see humanity in every face. This won't end overnight, but with resolve, San Jose can lead. Join the fight call. 408-278-6420 knows the help. Let's build a future where no one's left behind.